PM in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers. Would you all please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to ask you if you have a cell phone, if you don't mind turning the ringer off, just in case. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us.
Thank God for
Kathleen, roll call, please.
Wilson. Here. Davidson.
Here.
Fleming.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Scott.
Here. Tonight, these are my last Mayor's Award winners for the year 2016. I'm excited to. I feel like we started the year on a high note, and I feel like we're ending the year on a high note. And I'm just excited to have these recipients with us here tonight. This first couple I use as an example in teaching, and I have talked about them several times behind their back. So I'll say it to their face tonight, but I've used you guys as illustrations of how things can go bad, but usually there's something behind that. And you guys ended up here because of you got transferred for your job, and people would say, "Man, that's a horrible thing." But now we've got the Copelands here, and what a blessing you guys have been. So I'm giving you guys this together because behind every good man is a good woman, and she's great. He's just good. Be it known on behalf of the city of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a model Burlingtonian. Your commitment to the South Hill neighborhood, the youth of this city, as well as your continued efforts to support those in need, help make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. On December 19, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to Vince and Betty Copeland. Would you two please come on down? Who's the little pretty one? Well, you know what? I got a little one for you too. Think of me. Man, I need to steal that. The taxes are going up. Think of me. What did you do? Oh, was everything good? Did you get her?
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much. Would you two please have a word?
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down. God bless you. And God bless you. Thanks for coming down. It's like, yeah.
I'd like just to thank the city council for the recognition. We're retired now, we've got plenty of time. What better use of it than give back to the community? And this is now home, it's been our home for 28 years now, so our kids are here, and our grandkids are here, so this is home now. Thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
What a lovely, lovely couple. Thank you again for coming down, guys. This next Mayor's Award winner did a selfless act one day and didn't do it for any recognition or notoriety, just it was something that was put upon his heart. And when people do something like that, I recognize that. And I just think it's something that we need to recognize, and we always need to make sure that we lift up the people that do selfless acts in this community, that care about others other than themselves. This person, Mr. Jerry Fenton, he fed a bunch of kids at Grimes School. You guys already read the article, I'm sure. He was in the Hawkeye, and he's got a better smile than I do. It's already been confirmed. But tonight I want to give you a Mayor's Award, my friend. Be it known on behalf of the city of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a model Burlingtonian. Your selflessness, thoughtfulness, and contribution toward the kids at Grimes Elementary School is quite admirable. People like you help make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play for everyone. On December 19, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to Mr. Jerry Fenton. Would you come on down? I just wanted to tell you for the record, I've got some utility bills that are due. So if you'd like, I ask you to put that on, please. Mr. Fenton, would you please
Thank you again for the award. You know, I'm a native of Burlington. I was born, I'm 50 years old, and I've lived here most all my life, minus a few years. What I did, it was just part of being a Burlingtonian. You know, years ago, this wouldn't have seemed special when I was growing up. There were selfless acts all the time. We need to get back to that in Burlington. Community needs to go back to where we were when I was a kid. It wasn't such a special thing to show kindness and love to one another. And Burlington's changed a little bit over the past few years. But I guess most of the world has. But here's hoping that we see a lot more love in the upcoming year.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. This last recipient is, this woman has just been special to so many people. She was my Head Start teacher. I still have a picture of when I was in her class with remember the little horses on the little broomstick and the little horse head, you ran around on it, just such great memories. And of all the teachers that I've ever had, and I've had some really, really good teachers, you stand out the most. You reign supreme, and you'll always hold a special place in my heart, and not just mine. I received so many inbox messages all about you, so I'm glad to close out 2017 thinking about you and honoring you. Be it known, on behalf of the city of Burlington, Iowa, I would like to thank you for being a lifetime model Burlingtonian. Your commitment over the years to the children of this community and the impact your love has made is still being felt to this very day. You are one of a kind, and we have been blessed by you. Hester, you make Burlington a great place to live, work, and play. On December 19, 2016, this Mayor's Award is presented to Hester Steele. Would you come on down? Come to me. Oh, so good to see you. Let me put this on you. Bracelet. Let me get a picture so I can have this memorialized forever. Thank you. Would you please have a word? Uh-oh. Right up there, right to the microphone, so we can all hear you.
Now, Shane, you know I got a voice that carries when I said, "This is your captain speaking. Pay attention to me." I'm just speechless. When my youngest one of 7 left home, Head Start became into existence in 1965. I was chosen by Louise Harkins to come to work for Head Start. It was just a rewarding experience to be there. I had a young man to do my lawn this year, and he said, "You know, I remember when you used to hold my hand. Now I can hold yours."
Amen. Thank God.
I don't know, it's just an honor to have worked with little people, and I don't know what else to say.
Thank you.
You said enough. Little people got big, honey. I gotta get We've got the rest of this mess going, so Mayor's Award winners, you guys can get on out of here. Mwah. Thank you so much for caring for the little people. We're all big now.
I know. I can't believe how you're all grown up and you've got grandchildren. Now I have 5 great-great-grandchildren.
Oh, God bless you.
So,
Merry Christmas, honey.
thank you.
Thank you. If you guys clap for my Mayor's Award winners. Special group. All right. Thanks again, you guys, for coming down. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. All matters listed under item 1 consent agenda having been discussed are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussions of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. On the consent tonight, we have the usual, finances and miscellaneous, minutes of previous meetings, payroll and city claims, beer, liquor, wine, and cigarettes, reports, and bonds. We have 6 resolutions. First, a resolution approving nuisance abatements for various properties. The second is a resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the state of Iowa and the Southeast Iowa Regional Planning for STBG funds for improvements along Washington Street with the existing concrete pavement just east of the Central Avenue overpass to Front Street on behalf of the city of Burlington. The third is a resolution approving agreement between the city of Burlington, Iowa and Alliant Energy Incorporated for all-night lighting service at the west side of the alley between North 5th Street and North 6th Street, 63 feet north of Valley Street. The fourth is a resolution approving maintenance and operation of a public infrastructure for Burlington Crossing. The fifth is a resolution approving maintenance and operation of public infrastructure for Lawrence Drive. And the sixth is a resolution approving the Lawrence Drive Extension Acquisition Plat. We also have a hearing scheduled for January 16th for consideration of a voluntary annexation of territory into the city of Burlington, Iowa. Mayor Pro Tem?
We have 3 renewal appointments, John Schultz, the Airport Authority, Jerry Parks, the Renewable Energy Commission, and Jim Davidson, Southeast Iowa Regional Planning. We have a new tree advisory board and 3 new members have stepped forth to be part of that. David Hazel, Robert Walker, and Dale Schmeiser. So thank you, folks.
Thank you. Is there anybody from the audience that would like to have any of these items removed from the consent? See none? Council?
No.
Your Honor, a motion to approve all listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second.
Kathleen?
Wilson,
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 162, Fire Prevention Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code.
As in the work session last week, the fire department is proposing to update from the 2012 International Fire Code to the 2015 in order to stay up with the code additions. There are code adoptions every 3 years. Also in here, as per council direction, we are changing the time for recreational burning from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. 7 days a week. And then we're also asking to remove a paragraph called the fire limits and towards the back of the fire prevention ordinance in order to just kind of clean it up a little bit. We just don't feel that that paragraph is needed any longer. So, not sure if you guys have any more questions for me.
I don't.
Okay. We'll just hold tight. Anybody from the audience? Questions or concerns? Council?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Moved in second. Kathleen?
Wilson,
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
McCampbell, Scott.
Aye.
Your Honor, I move for preliminary adoption of the first reading of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 162, Fire Prevention Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code.
Second.
Thank you. Kathleen?
Wilson,
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
McCampbell,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Okay, that's first reading. We'll have 2 more of those.
A motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 159 Mechanical Code of the City of Burlington Municipal Code.
Second.
Moved in second. Mr. Tisdale?
This again goes from the 2012 edition to the 2015 edition of the International Mechanical Code, also with the amendment where the 1 and 2 families dwellings shall follow the International Residential Code as previously discussed with other codes. So just a straightforward change going to the current International Code edition for the mechanical code.
Questions, concerns from the audience? I see none. Council?
Not for me.
Oh, I'm good.
I would like to amend the motion for preliminary adoption of the second reading of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 159, Mechanical Code of the City of Burlington, Municipal Code, to read as follows. For waiver of the preliminary consideration and adoption of the second reading and for the final adoption of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 159, Mechanical Code of the City of Burlington, Municipal Code.
Second?
Thank you. Okay, let's vote on the amendment.
Wilson.
Aye.
Davidson.
Aye.
Fleming.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Okay, now let's vote as amended.
Wilson.
Aye.
Davidson.
Aye.
Fleming.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Okay,
Your Honor, resolution authorizing the removal of 10-minute parking signs and posts in the central business district.
Second.
The resolution before you is with the alterations that we discussed last week by taking the signage in front of the post office or to the side of the post office out of the 10-minute resolution. So all the other 10-minute parking will be removed through this resolution, barring the ones in front of the post office and then the one in front of F&M Bank.
right on.
Okay.
Anybody from the audience have any concerns or comments? See none? Council?
No.
Okay. Kathleen, let's take it to vote.
Wilson.
Aye.
Davidson.
Aye.
Fleming.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Well done.
Your Honor, I have a resolution establishing a 60-minute parking limit in the 200 block of Jefferson Street.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. McGregor, would you come back up, please?
No problem. This resolution creates the 4 voided spots that were previously 10 minutes into hour-long parking zones in the 200 block of Jefferson.
Anybody from the audience have
Just-
any? Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I got it.
oh, please do. I don't think there's anybody from the audience anyway, so.
Just as a point of public information or clarification, we are looking at changing that 200 block and do something different, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah,
That will be coming here within the next couple weeks.
okay.
We good?
Good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nick.
Kathleen, let's take it to vote.
Wilson.
Aye.
Davidson.
Aye.
Fleming.
Aye.
McCampbell.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Well done. Man, this has been a wonderful year-end meeting. All of you with smiles. What a wonderful crowd. Even Don. Smile, Don. Isn't that pretty? We're going to close out with comments, Mr. Tisland? No comments? Kathleen, nothing? Council lady?
Just Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
All right. Councilman Scott?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Merry Christmas to everyone and happy holidays. And see you next week.
Okay. I want
A
to
day
say
later.
I want to say Merry Christmas to Dean. I know you're watching. Also want to say Merry Christmas, and we're praying for you. Wish you the best. Katie Music is going to be having a baby. They're going to induce labor at 7 p.m. So I'm going to be out there with video camera. We're going to go live on Facebook. But anyways, just want to thinking about you, Katie. And City of Burlington, Jerry said something. He said we'd like to see us go back to people doing random acts of kindness. We've never left. We've never left. There are people like Jerry, there's more of them out there, and they haven't stopped doing so. Even though there's some bad rascals in Burlington, we've never stopped doing random acts of kindness in Des Moines County. That's just the type of people we are, so. Anyways, that's all I've got. Mayor Pro Tem?
Again, Merry Christmas, and we get to celebrate the greatest gift ever given to us, so Merry Christmas, everybody.
I say Merry Christmas also. And I can just say I'm born and raised in Burlington. I love this town. I think it's getting better thanks to a lot of you people that work here. So anyway, God bless us all. Thank you.
Amen.
Well said, well said. City Manager?
I got to be the recipient of a random act of kindness over the weekend, which was rather nice. As one of our employees, his church had a whole group that participated and did multiple acts over the weekend as an organized activity.
Wonderful.
Great.
So there are a lot of people who do take the time to do random acts of kindness. The only item that I'd like to bring up, just was talking with the chamber, actually David Toyer, for Greater Burlington. The workforce housing tax credits, we had to do a housing study that we helped to fund earlier this year. That has led to us being designated as a I don't understand the distressed community designation that the state has, but that is one of the pieces that came out of that, and we are authorized for workforce housing tax credits for developers to look at. There are an awful lot of restrictions on what kind of developments are eligible to receive those, but that is something where we have been able to move forward successfully on that. One of the things that's come up, we're setting a public hearing on a proposed annexation. That's part of that process, is someone looking to do some development, and this would be a credit that they would be eligible for if they can make the housing fit within that criteria. So,
Good.
some good benefits to come out of
Good.
that. Outside of that, I think everything is fairly quiet, in terms of, fairly quiet. We're still in the middle of budget prep, so from our point, there's not a lot that goes on from that organizational standpoint between now and the new year.
I just real briefly want to provide you with a document before you go from the Cedar Rapids Police Department. It's a policy on license plate reader systems, and it's something very similar to what we would like to do. There's been some questions about data storage and those, and it'd take a whole nother presentation to try to explain that to you, and I'll give the media a copy of this as well. I'm not saying this is our policy, but a lot of the things in here would be similar as to what we want to decide and how we're gonna, if we decide to get the system, how are we gonna use the system? So this will give you some really good ideas and help you answer questions when you're faced with those questions as to storage and really how the system will be deployed.
Good. Thank you, Chief.
What happened on your hand?
It's a long story, but got caught in a place it shouldn't have been.
You know, I was gonna tell you, Chief, we had a really good license plate reader. She passed away about 2 years ago, but I'll tell you what, she was sharp right up to the very end. She didn't forget.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I had, so.
So you
Merry
got,
Christmas.
okay. I just want to double check. Is there anybody from the audience that had a comment or concern? Anybody? So make sure I give everybody a chance. Okay.
Next week's, we do have a work session next week. When will that be, Kathleen?
It's on Tuesday.
Tuesday, the 27th.
Tuesday the 20th.
4:30, so.
4:30.
Okay.
Your Honor, I move that we adjourn this meeting at this time.
Second.
Moved in second, 3 times. Kathleen?
Wilson.
Aye.
Davidson.
Aye.
Fleming.
Aye.
Campbell.
Aye.
Scott.
Hi.
All right. Thank you, Burlington. God bless you.
And a happy new year.